Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to share with you my experience with getting a double mastectomy. But before we get into that, I want to give a special shout out to my mom for making this t-shirt for me. Straight out of cancer. Hey, 2 times. And it has Survivor on the back. Whoop whoop. Thanks Mom, I love you. And secondly, make sure you watch the whole video to the end, because at the end I'm going to reveal my actual scars and how my chest looks post-surgery. So make sure you watch to the end and like, comment, and subscribe. So let's get right into it. First things first. A double mastectomy is when you have both of your breasts removed. In case you didn't know that, I had to throw that in there. So how did I get to this point? How did I get to the double mastectomy? So I was initially diagnosed in 2014 with stage 2 breast cancer. At that time, I decided that I would get the lumpectomy, and I had the chemo and the radiation. I got the lumpectomy at the time because the tumor wasn't invasive and it was small, so just removing just the tumor made sense. The cancer actually came back in 2017, and at this time, that's where I decided that I was going to get a double mastectomy. My options were to have either one breast removed or just have them both removed. And me being so young and having cancer twice, I wanted to reduce almost any chances of it coming back again, because I don't want to do it again. Yeah, so that was the best option for me at the time. There's other options. It basically depends on your doctor and what he recommends. Mine recommended just going to have them both removed, so that's what I went with. So before the surgery, my initial feelings and thoughts, I was nervous for one. I also was thinking about what my body would look like without having breasts. I was thinking about the reconstruction. At that time, I decided not to do the reconstruction, but there are women who do the surgery and the reconstruction at the same time, just knock it out in one surgery. But it was just so much going on for me at the time. I decided just to go ahead and just have the breast removed and not worry about the reconstruction later. I'll decide on it later. Another thing that was on my mind was the thought of not having any nipples. And honestly, the first thing that popped up in my head was,
oh! He said she ain't had no nipples.
So yeah, all jokes aside, I'm actually quite surprised at how many options they have for women these days. Like, they actually have like tattoo artists that can actually do the nipple tattoo where it looks like an actual nipple, like for real. And also they have, I didn't know this was an option, but they also have nipple sparing surgery where they can actually spare the nipples. So if that's something you're into, make sure you ask your doctor about it, or talk to your surgeon about it, whoever. Just make sure you talk about it if that's something you want to do, because I didn't know that was an option at the time, but it is what it is. Also, if you're also about to get the surgery, one thing that you should get that helped me out a lot, there's these bras that have the zipper on the front. Those bras help out tremendously, because 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be able to do these motions to take off your bra. So just having the bras that have the zipper in the front, it makes it a lot easier to just zip it and you can take it off your arms that way. So that helped out a lot. So the day of the actual surgery, what I remember from it, everything was smooth. I checked in early in that morning. I got my IV hooked up. And then I went to the radiology department where they injected this blue dye in my breast. And this is something that they use to determine if your cancer has spread beyond the actual tumor. It shows the dye in the lymphatic system. So after I got the injection, I probably waited like a couple hours, and then it was probably time for the actual surgery. The surgery only lasts, I think, like 2 to 3 hours. For people that are getting the reconstruction, that takes a little bit longer. I'm not sure how long that lasts, but your doctor should be able to tell you. So surgery lasts 2 to 3 hours, and then I was in recovery that night. I stayed overnight one night and most of the next day, just to get up to speed with things. A couple doctors stopped by. I had the physical therapist stopped by to show me the exercises and tell me things about lymphedema. Lymphedema is when they remove lymph nodes out your arm, is when your arm can swell up, and it's a condition that has no cure. But I'll make another video on that and keep you posted on that, because I actually developed lymphedema from the surgery as well. So after the surgery, my actual recovery time probably took about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, I was at 80% going back to work. I wasn't in a lot of pain. I remember a lot of numbness in this area, like my whole chest was numb, especially around the scar areas. I had a pain in my right arm from where they took out the lymph nodes. So when the doctor tells you to do your exercises, make sure you do your exercises, because it can determine whether you have limited motion in your arm. I've seen women to have limited motion where they can only lift their arm this high. So make sure when you're going through the recovery process, make sure you extend your arm and do those stretches. That's very important. Also, after the surgery, I was really nervous about seeing how it looks without having breasts. Like, that's something that was on my mind, because you initially don't see it because you're bandaged up and you don't take the bandages off initially. So just seeing it, and actually it looked pretty good to me. I was surprised, like it didn't even bother me at all. So I kind of embraced it. Another thing, post-surgery, you're gonna have these drains. They're called JP drains. They actually drain the fluids out your breast, so they put them on both sides. Well, it depends on what side you have. So double mastectomy, you'll have them on both sides. So basically, it just drains the fluids out your body, and you have to empty out those and keep track of how many fluids are coming out. So a lot of this information is actually in another video. I'll leave it down in the description, but it's more relevant to what I was experiencing and how I felt. And it actually shows a video clip of the JP drains, so you can get a look at that and see how that looks. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and show you what my chest looks like post-surgery. So as you can see, I have the 2 scars here going across my chest. This is where one of the JP drains was, and I have the incision right there. That's where the drain was coming from. So I had 2 on this side, and this is just where I had my 2 chemo ports from both times. So yeah, this is what it looks like. No reconstruction. I do have the possibility of getting the reconstruction, but I think I'm fine without having it. And the most important thing with dealing with that, you have to embrace yourself. You have to be comfortable in your skin. Just embrace it. Find ways to make yourself feel good. For me, like, if you want to get the reconstruction, get the reconstruction. For me, I decided that I'm gonna get a tattoo, and I'm gonna keep you guys posted on that. But I'm gonna get a tattoo, and I'll record my whole process and post a video for that. Yeah, so just embrace your body, love you, keep going. Anybody that's about to get this surgery, I'm praying for you. Good luck. Just keep your head up. Any of my breast cancer warriors, keep your head up, man. We're all fighting this together. Also, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, or you can shoot me a message. I'm Felicia Kenny on Facebook. Shoot me a message and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos. Peace.